Well, it's been, little 4.5 years. This is March, 16th, 2023. I think the last video I did was July 16th of 2018, so that's 4.5 years, not quite 5. In that time, we moved from Ottawa back to Halifax. Various things happen. I'd love to be able to post 2-3 videos a day, shorts. But unfortunately, life has a habit of kicking me in the butt. More ways than one. Let's see, what's that? Well, since we've been back, my eldest son got married and is living in British Columbia, which is on the other side of the country. He seems to be doing well. The younger kids, they're, obviously getting older. And, well, they're, it's just one day at a time. Well, the reason why I am making this particular video is, well, I'm kind of confused. Back in 2021, I was diagnosed with trigeminal neuralgia. Now, I'm a migraine sufferer, and all wonderful forms. Just general run-of-the-mill migraines to auras to my head feels like it's going to explode. I mean, if you've had a migraine, you know what it's like. I don't need to tell you. And this particular day was July 17th. I had this stabbing pain on the inside of my face. And I was like, okay, this is not normal. So I was rushed to emergency and diagnosed with TN. Well, the ER doctor prescribed carbamazepine. I probably pronounced that wrong, but sorry, I'm not quite sure on it. But that's as close as I can do it. Anyway, and it was confirmed by both a GP and a neurologist. And unfortunately, that particular meds had did some really funky side effects. It's like when my husband and I would talk, it sounded like my head was underwater, and other allergic reactions. So I had stopped that. And I would just be dealing with the TN with my normal migraine meds, which I've been, amitriptyline, topiramate, and a few other meds that I had been prescribed in the last couple of years. And surgery is really, for me, not an option because I really don't want to go that route if I don't have to. I know some people say surgery is the be-all, end-all, but yeah, I have my reservations. Well, last year, I only had a couple of attacks. And I was doing my research, and I kind of had my socks knocked off me when I read it was a silent suicide disease. I'm like, okay, this is not good. According to both my main GP and the neurologist, it usually hits around late 50s, early 60s. Like, when I was diagnosed, I was 47. I'm 49 this year. Well, excuse me. I'm turning 50 this August, but I'm 49 still. And I'm like, why is it happening now? There's no history of MS. There's no other neurological disorders. So, why? Why is it happening? And, of course, nobody seems to know the answer. Well, with, just trying to survive day to day, I had another attack most recently. And, last about 2 to 3 days, so back to doing my migraine routine. I called up the doc. I need to get in, right? Well, I had an appointment yesterday. And, sorry, I'm just looking at the little note that I wrote myself. Now, the GP's office has senior doctors, residents, and recent graduates. So, I mean, whoever's on call. But they had both mentioned the neuralgia. What is it? Sorry, I'm just trying to read their handwriting. I mean, really. Was it? Okay. Gabapentin and Lyrica and what's the third one there? Because the other one, no, not happening. The Mecteca. I'll put it in the comments, in the description. But from what, where is it? Lemateco? Oh, anyway, yeah, so I'll put it in the description. And from the research that I've done, there's weight gain, there's memory loss, there's vision problems, like, was it with the gabapentin? When I happened to mention it on Facebook, because I have a friend who had mentioned, because when I had, everybody puts, they're in the hospital doing this, in the waiting room, blah, blah, blah. I had one friend said, don't take this one. It's an antipsychotic, or it's, they're anticonvulsants, or they're this. And I'm like, I like to do my own research, but if it's something I'm not sure, it's like, have you ever heard this? Well, anyway, a friend of mine sent me a link about gabapentin, CBC, that there's a class action suit. And I thought I was, misreading something. So I had asked my husband to look up some of the side effects. And my husband was like, why are they trying to prescribe anticonvulsants? Do you have epilepsy? No. And then when he went through the list of different side effects, he's like, why? Like, the disease is less painful than the cure. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of scared. Right? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. So I'm at a loss. I really don't know what to do. I don't want surgery because that's the last resort. And besides, the waiting list to see a neurologist for surgery for TN is right out there. I mean, grant you, Canada has a nice universal health care program, but the wait list bites. So, yeah, I'm I don't know what to do. And I have a follow-up appointment in about 2 weeks time, and to make a decision on what one of the top 3, because the carbazepine I'm not taking, because it landed me in the hospital to find out, okay, you can't take this, let's try something else. Do I have to suffer? I mean, because that's what it feels like right now. Oh, well. I know sometimes I just chalk things up and say it is what it is. But it's really frustrating. And I don't know anybody who has it. I can't say, listen, how do you manage it? What meds are you taking? If they'll be willing to, mention. But it's just really unnerving. Well, I'm going to go get a coffee. Maybe it'll calm my nerves down. Literally. All right. Later.